Good evening and welcome to Maple Mountain High School for a little Saturday night hoop action here on Spanish Fork 17. It's the Maple Mountain Lady Golden Eagles and the Spanish Fork Lady Dons here at Maple Mountain High School. Great to be with everybody again. I'm Ryan Pickens alongside my partner Jerry Huffman as we get ready to bring you this action. And Jerry, I mean, it's a crosstown rivalry game, and to have it maybe early in the region play, maybe you wouldn't think there's a lot on the table, but there's still a ton on the table when these two teams get to play.
There's everything on the table when these two schools get together, no matter what sport. I don't care if you're playing tiddlywinks or football. Everything's on the line, and you're playing for pride.
And right now, when you take a look at these two teams, it's hard to talk about Maple Mountain, Jerry, without talking about Liz Eaton with the great season she had last year. Now she's following that up with an even better season so far.
Averaging 25 points a game, 10 rebounds. I mean, she is the Maple Mountain basketball team.
And she's going to have a good opportunity tonight. We saw Spanish Fork last year against Liz Eaton. In that first meeting, they did that kind of triangle and two and really kind of maybe slowed down Liz Eaton a little bit. The second meeting, not so well, and that kind of changed things a little bit for Spanish Fork.
Yeah, and Spanish Fork this year has some scorers too, in Cambry Hazel and Kenzie Branch. Cambry Hazel averaging 13.6 rebounds, and Kenzie Branch 12 and 4.
So it's going to be a very interesting matchup to see when you take a look at Spanish Fork, maybe having a little bit of maybe the opposite season as maybe Maple Mountain having, where they're just trying to they're playing well, but they're just not being able to finish games and come out on top.
Yeah, Maple Mountain at 8-1, only losing to a really good Bountiful team. Spanish Fork one game over 500 at 6-5, but man, I'm looking at this Spanish Fork team and I see every bit of talent that Maple Mountain has.
This is going to be a great 24 minutes of high school, or 32 minutes of high school basketball. I'll get my math right here. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors. We want to thank the Car Guys for the Car Guys Instant Replay, Lance Wilson State Farm for the great assist, as you'll hear many of those throughout tonight's broadcast, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports for the MVP of the game, which will be named at the conclusion of our broadcast, to Jack's Pizza, and of course the Spanish Fork Community Network, where we're built for speed. Here as we get ready to go, here we're just getting ready for the national anthem here at Maple Mountain High School, as we just kind of let the last few seconds come off that clock here. As
refs are still testing the basketball, getting everything all set up.
As now we'll get ready here to join the national anthem here at Maple Mountain High School. We're going to take a chance to stand here. You'll see the flag come into the top corner here, and we will pause here momentarily for the national anthem. And now we get ready here for the starting lineups. It'll be first for Spanish Fork as they will announce a 5'8" senior Mackenzie Branch, a 5'6" junior Addie Giles, 5'6" senior Emily Allen,
5'4"
5'4" junior Cambry Hazel. And then Mikkel McGuire, the final starter for Spanish Fork.
I think Cambry Hazel's a little taller than 5'4".
You know, I was thinking the same
She's
thing.
the tallest girl out there.
Just kind of taking a look at it. Yeah, I mean, it does.
I mean, she started. Well, she got a lot of playing time as a freshman for the Spanish Fork team. Fun to watch.
And so now we'll get ready here for Maple Mountain, the Lady Golden Eagles. Maple Mountain back in action, of course, Tuesday when we go back to the combined 5:15 start for the girls, the 7 o'clock tip for the guys. That coming from down at Spanish Fork, as Nicole Hain just announced as one of the starters coming in.
We will be broadcasting the the Maple Mountain Salem Hills boys game on Tuesday evening.
Should be a lot of fun here. Lily Jex, number 10, just introduced. Liz Eaton now making her way on as she was just introduced. And Ellie Eastman will also just be introduced as well. So one thing Maple Mountain has going for them this year, Jerry, they bring back a lot of starters off that team from last year that made a deep run at the state tournament.
They do. They lost a bit of defense, but they picked up a lot of speed. So it's a tough challenge for the Lady Dons, but I think they might be up to it. Should be a good game. I mean, girls basketball, you know, non-rivalry, it gets pretty physical. You have a lot of jump balls, a lot of bodies flying around. It's really fun to watch.
Maple Mountain winning the sophomore game earlier today, and then Spanish Fork won the JV game. Cambry Hazel will jump, it looks like, against Ellie Eastman. Spanish Fork in the all-black uniforms, Maple Mountain in the all-white. Ball's up, and we're underway. Cambry Hazel wins the tip over to Mackenzie Branch. Branch gets it right inside. Hazel gets her first cut as Branch to the basket, lays it in for two.
Nice,
that's a great
give
cut.
and go. Cambry Hazel to Mackenzie Branch. That is a State Farm Lance Wilson assist.
Liz Eaton down the floor. Here's Nicole Hain. Hain back up to the top to Eastman. Eastman gets it over Lily Jex.
Now Jex can put up that three, gets it inside of the big girl. Michonne Marks.
As Marks gets fouled, then she'll go to the free throw line. The foul will go against Mikkel McGuire, the first there on the 5'10" senior. And now it's gonna be Marks heading to the free throw line, and she'll shoot a pair. First one on its way is good. Marks gets ready to go here for the second. And that one's off. The rebound almost won by Eaton. In fact, it will be. Eaton goes right up against Hazel, throws it up off the backboard. No. Hain gets the rebound inside. And Maple Mountain will try to pull it out. Almost resets it, but it gets it back into the hands of Marks. Nicole Hain with the jump shot from just around the free throw line. Hazel pulls the rebound, and back comes Spanish Fork.
You know, once Liz Eaton gets her hands on the ball, not many people can take it away from her.
Branch with the basketball at the top.
Branch and Hazel, the two key Lady Dons to look for.
Here's the shot. That one goes long. Lily Jex right there for the rebound.
And watch, Maple Mountain pushes so fast.
Hain with the basketball. Might have maybe shuffled her feet a little bit there, but gets away with it. Here's Eaton for three. That one is off. Rebound's going to come flying over by us.
Good save.
Saved
there
there
by Worthington.
And back comes Spanish Fork. Dawn setting it up here as they'll move it around the top of the key. Now they'll set it up here, go rise around the screen. Here's Allen with the basketball, drops it over. Back up top, Branch down the lane, kicks it in the corner, over to Giles, back to the top. Cambry Hazel, number 24, with the basketball. Eastman all over her. And there's Liz Eaton, she's gonna get whistled for the foul.
Not a good foul for Liz Eaton. They're gonna need her all throughout this ball game. If she gets in early trouble, that'll be a plus for Spanish Fork.
First against Eaton, the first team foul. We do want to thank Two Jacks Pizza for helping make this broadcast
good inbounds
possible.
Play. No choice but the fouler. Nicole Hain picking up that one.
That will be the first against Hain. Second team foul here with 6:14 to go. That's definitely one thing, Jerry, when we take a look at Maple Mountain in particular, maybe not as much depth as the Spanish Fork team has, as the first one is off for Spanish Fork.
No, there's not much depth at all.
So foul trouble would hurt Corey Green and the Lady Golden Eagles. And that second free throw rolls around for Giles, and rebound goes to Eaton. Eaton goes right down the lane. She's going all the way, kicks it out. Hain for three and the lead. That one is off. Rebound pulled down by Mackenzie Branch.
You know, Liz Eaton's not that fast, but she has a way of getting off balance.
That three is off there by Emily Allen. Rebound goes to Hain.
Man, this run and gun basketball, I like it.
Hain goes right through the lane, gonna kick it out. Here's Lily Jex. Jex to Eaton. Eastman now with the basketball.
Spanish Fork in a 2-3 zone. Maple Mountain needs to hit those outside shots if they want to break that zone.
Hain with the basketball, now back up. Here's Eastman. Three for Liz Eaton in the corner. That one is off. Rebound gonna be pulled, and that one's gonna go up and in.
Wow, she didn't catch that for a split second by the time that was back up. Nice job, Ellie Eastman, the senior.
Here's Cambry Hazel with the basketball. Hazel will skip pass over here to Branch. Backdoor cut again. That one knocked away though. Saved into the corner by Spanish Fork. Emily Allen down the lane. That one couldn't go. Rebound pulled down by Hain. Up ahead, here's Eastman in transition. She'll bank it off the glass. 4-2. And it's 5-2 lead for Maple Mountain.
Now Eastman only averages about 5 points a game, but if you let her have easy inside shots like that, she'll put them in.
Branch all the way to the basket. She kicks it back out. Here's Cambry Hazel. That one was
Branch stop and pop that. Well within her range.
Eaton into the front court. You have to stop the ball in transition. That one bounces, hit all sides of the rim, but wouldn't go down.
So Liz so far scoreless.
She's had some good looks for the Lady Golden Eagles. 4:21 to go, first quarter. Do want to thank Triple T for helping make this broadcast possible. Here's Eaton with the pass behind Jex.
Oh, don't go into the wall there.
And Jex wins diving, but couldn't quite come up with it. Got to give Lily Jex an A for effort there, but
Lily the Rocket Jex, the girl is so fast.
Mackenzie Branch and might have gotten away with a travel there on the baseline as Hazel goes up. You can slide along the baseline if you're under the baseline, but she kind of shuffled her feet as the ball came down. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a foul against Maple Mountain as Cambry Hazel will go to the free throw line, as the foul there is going to go against Michonne Marks.
That's 3 team fouls for the Lady Golden Eagles.
First free throw on its way, good for Cambry Hazel.
And Cambry Hazel is on the board.
Back to a 1-point game as Hazel hits a pair at the line. It's a 5-4 lead Maple Mountain. 4:05 to go, first quarter. Liz Eaton brings the basketball up. Maple Mountain will set it up. Here's Lily Jex. Eastman back over. Here's Eaton. Eaton trying to get around Allen there. Here's the drive down the lane. Nicole Hain, that one off. Rebound going to be pulled down by Emily Allen.
Hain calling for the ball. She was feeling it.
Maple Mountain's going to have to find some way to hit the outside shot. Like you said, Jerry, if they want to try to get Spanish Fork out of that zone. Here's Mackenzie Branch.
That was a body foul not called.
Hain into the front court, setting it up, drops it off to Eaton. Eaton goes to the basket. She'll be fouled. She'll go to the free throw line.
The pass a little deep under the basket. Liz Eaton able to bend back and try and make a play on it. Bailed out by a foul.
Second team foul against Spanish Fork. That'll be the first against Cambry Hazel. And if Hazel gets in foul trouble for Spanish Fork, I mean, right now you have the 2 leading scorers, each with 1. Eaton misses the first free throw.
Rare miss for Liz Eaton.
And now Elise Wilson, the senior, is going to come in. I do want to thank the Car Guys. The Car Guys instant replay here on Spanish Fork 17. I also do want to thank 2 Jack's Pizza.
Oh, I'm hungry.
So the free throw's up and good.
And Liz Eaton is on the board.
6-4 game. Cambry Hazel with the basketball. Ooh, almost threw it away. Good job by Giles to get there. Here's Mackenzie Branch.
Is it Giles or Gillies? 14, Addie. I thought it was Addie Gillies.
Is it? I trust you.
I'll find it. I'll find it at halftime.
Baseline cut. That one goes up, and it is good. Elise Wilson inside for her first bucket. We're tied up at 6. Eaton's going all the way, and she's going to get bailed out by a reach-in foul as she tries to take it within 3 Spanish Fork Dons.
Yeah, it's going to be on Kenzie Branch.
The first foul against Branch. That's the 3rd team foul. Really, think of it, if you're going to dribble into the middle of 3 people, you're better just to trap the basketball than bail them out with a foul.
Yeah, that's Liz Eaton's forte. She likes to take it into traffic, generate something, especially when the shooting's not 100%.
Eastman with the basketball here down the lane.
Oh, nice jump stop.
Ellie Eastman got some contact, but the shot went long. Maple Mountain doing a great job on the boards here in the early going. Getting inside, here's Eaton. Turns down the lane, left hand, banks it home.
Wow.
Just kind of turns, just kind of floats that left-handed hook shot up, and Maple Mountain will go into some full court man-to-man pressure.
Against 2 bigger defenders, Liz Eaton put that up with the left hand, made it look easy.
Emily Allen dribbles right through that press there. Mackenzie Branch with the basketball.
Now Spanish Forks coming off a very, very close loss to Salem, 45-44.
Hazel's shot goes short. She's going to get fouled, though, on the rebound. I think this might have been against Marks. And it will be Michonne Marks. That's going to be her second, 4th team foul. So Marks will likely have to go to the bench here for Maple Mountain. But no call to the bench yet. Here's Cambry Hazel. Back to the top. Emily Allen, number 22, controls the ball, guarded by Liz Eaton.
Maple Mountain content to play man defense.
Hazel
Can you call it man defense in a girls game? Man-to-man.
As Mackenzie Branch goes down the lane, banks it off the window. We're tied back up at 8. This game just going right back and forth. Lily Jex calling for the basketball. She'll come get it.
Still need to hit an outside shot to break that zone.
Jex with the basketball. Back up to Eastman.
No one on Maple Mountain team looks like they even want to shoot it.
Down the lane, that one banked in by Michonne Marks.
So smart move by Corey Green, not taking Michonne out after 2 fouls.
Do want to thank Lance Wilson State Farm for the great assists throughout tonight's ball game. Cambry Hazel with the basketball.
Great battle going on inside between 33 Elise Wilson and number 5 Michonne Marks, and that might be Michonne's 3rd foul. Nope, that's going to be on 20. Morgan Blaney.
Blaney, a 5'7" junior guard. Nicole Hain will come back in off the bench for Maple Mountain. 1:05 to go here in the first quarter.
Oh, easy.
Back cut.
That's
easy.
the second easy inbound play that has worked for Spanish Fork, but no points.
Eaton with the basketball here over to Marks. Marks down the lane, kicks it back. Hain will have to now come collect it around the century mark, and now she'll set it up. Eastman with the basketball. Drops it inside. Here's Eaton, triple team, and they're going to call offensive foul against Liz Eaton. That will be her second. So Maple Mountain now with 16 fouls. They have Eaton now with 2, and we'll see here Corey Green with a decision to make.
I think he's pulling. Yep, he's pulling Jex off the bench after like a 20-second rest. Jex has to come back in and go to work.
Jex in, Eaton out for Maple Mountain.
So with Eaton out, look for the ball to go through Hain and Jex.
Baseball style pass, throws one-on-one up. That one's going to be knocked out of bounds.
Nice,
and
poked away by Morgan Blaney. That's a second touchdown throw for Spanish Fork.
41 seconds here, ready to go. They get it in. Emily Allen with the basketball. She shoots up a 3. That one banks in.
The bank is open.
The Spanish Fork takes the lead at 11-10. Back
Emily
to
Allen.
28 seconds to go. Jex with the basketball. Should say in the first quarter. Blaney over to Jex now. Jex kind of double teamed here. It's 17 seconds. We want to thank our crew here at Spanish Fork 17 for helping set this broadcast up, for their hard work in the game, and for making sure everything goes smoothly. There's going to be a foul there on the play. As
nice job, Nicole Hain, forcing the issue.
See here who they're going to get. They're going to get Elise Wilson, her first, 4th team foul with 7 seconds to go in the first quarter. Nicole Hain will go to the free throw line. Maple Mountain, if you're just joining us in the all-white uniform, Spanish Fork in the all-black. Free throw, first one on its way is good. And we're tied back up at 11.
That's Nicole Hain's first points of the game.
pretty good crowd starting to settle in here tonight.
Yeah, for Saturday night, looks good.
Hayden misses that free throw. Rebound pulled down there by Gillies, and now here comes Spanish Fork. 2 seconds on the clock. Allen into Branch. Branch has to put it up at the buzzer. No, and it hit the back of the iron.
So close.
So at the end of 1, we are locked at 11. It's Spanish Fork 11, Maple Mountain 11. You're watching high school basketball here on Spanish Fork 17.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson for your insurance and financial needs.
Start of the second quarter here on Spanish Fork 17, Maple Mountain and Spanish Fork. It's girls basketball on a Saturday night. We want to take a moment here to thank our sponsors for helping making this broadcast possible. We want to thank the Car Guys for the Car Guys Instant Replay, Lance Wilson State Farm with the Lance Wilson State Farm Great Assist, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Two Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, and Spanish Fork 17. As we are settling back in, Ryan Pickens alongside Jerry Huffman. As one quarter, it seemed like it's at times more like a track meet here, and so far we have a photo finish.
We're not at 11. Great basketball game. A lot of physicality, a lot of run and gun.
Lily Jex with the basketball, gets it now over to Liz Eaton. Eaton in there with 2 fouls for Maple Mountain.
That's a dangerous game Corey Green is playing with his star in the game with 2 fouls.
Here's the pass. That one's going to be long as the shot attempted inside, and now Liz Eaton's able to bank it back in.
You see how Liz Eaton caught it, slowed it down, and just gently put it off the glass.
Emily Allen, number 22, with the basketball for Spanish Fork. Moving the basketball.
So who for Spanish Fork is going to step up and score?
Here's Cambry Hazel. Hazel guarded by Nicole Hain. They'll try to set it back up at the top. Eaton almost got her hand on it, but pass able to get back out here to Allen. Allen lobs it into the post. Going up, there's going to be a foul. Looks like
that's going to be Worthington, her first. They got it into Elise Wilson. They've been able to get it into that post, and pretty soon she's going to start finishing those, and Maple Mountain's going to have a tough time on their hands.
First foul against Worthington. 7th team foul, so now Spanish Fork will shoot free throws on any foul the rest of the way. Then the first one good there for Elise Wilson. Second one on its way, and that one's off. Rebound pulled down by Nicole Hain. In the front court, traveling against Nicole Hain, and Hain.
Oh, she needs to watch that, throwing the ball down like that.
Right there, a turnover. Ball goes back to Spanish Fork. Two Jacks Pizza, a good sponsor here on Spanish Fork 17. We thank them for helping out with getting everything set up sponsorship-wise here on Spanish Fork 17.
Left open. Nope.
That one's pulled down by Worthington, almost thrown away. Eaton comes away, stolen away. And that one missed. Rebound, Mackenzie Branch. She'll get right back under the basket, lays it in.
Branch will not miss something that close.
A 1-on-3 back there, and Liz Eaton found herself outnumbered.
Yeah, the whole team just kind of left her.
Hain with the basketball, now Jex in the corner.
Jex needs to pop that
jumper.
shot.
Got it. And that's probably the one thing there, if you're Spanish Fork, is as Liz Eaton gets going, she can take this game over in a heartbeat.
No, but if all they have to do is collapse in if no one's going to take an outside shot for Maple Mountain.
Elise Wilson, number 33, with the basketball, spins, takes it baseline, throws that one up, no. Rebound goes to Nicole Hain. Hain will bring it up, cross the half-court line. Here's Eastman in the corner. Eastman back up top, Jex swings it. Here's Hain, she thought about it, steps through. Skip pass over to Eaton, she'll shoot the 3. That one was long, and that's going to go
out of bounds.
Ball goes back to Spanish Fork. 5:51 to go, first half here. Do want to thank MVP Sports for the MVP of the game coming up at the conclusion of this one.
You know, Coach Green not happy about that shot Liz Eaton took. When she had an open lane.
And won't be happy there either with Elise Wilson getting that wide open. She lays it in. Spanish Fork leads by 1. Jex with the basketball over to Eastman. Nicole Hain back over. Here's Jex now guarded by Mackenzie Branch.
Catch and shoot. Catch and shoot.
They're going to get Eaton there with a travel, they're going to say. She looks like she just took a step. Now Michonne Marks is going to come back in off the bench, and we're going to get a timeout, Maple Mountain.
I think
with
she might be coming in
5:24.
for Worthington. So I wonder what Coach Corey Green has up his sleeve. 5 minutes, 24 seconds left. Dawn's holding on to a 1-point lead over the Lady Golden Eagles. It's been every great game as we thought it would be. In this break, we'd like to thank Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Thanks for sponsoring us. Sponsoring basketball on Spanish Fork 17.
As we get set here, as we really get now into the thick of the season for the next about 6 weeks, we're heading on Tuesday night. We'll be heading down to Salem Hills for Maple Mountain and Salem Hills.
You'll see that on Channel 16. On the same night on 17, you'll watch Spanish Fork versus Wasatch.
Should be good. The Spanish Fork Dons boys team winning last night on a game that was, I believe, right here on Spanish Fork 17. So a good way to start off the Region 8 play for them. As Region 8 really kind of one of those things you kind of wonder if it's going to be wide open once again this year, as it might have it's been in the past.
It was so much fun watching last year. I mean, I sit back here. I know we're supposed to be announcing, but so many times I've just became a spectator.
There are some exciting finishes and hopefully some more exciting ones as we get through this region play. When dropped inside, here's Cambry Hazel, number 24, with the basketball. Drops, here's Gillies to the basket. She puts it up. That one was short. Rebound pulled by Elise Wilson. Resets it out. Allen for 3. That one was long. Rebound tipped out and controlled. Here's Liz Eaton. Eaton into the front court running. 3-on-2. Here's Jex. Cross court, and it's Hain for 2. That one good.
Nicole Hain helping out with the scoring. Nicole Hain is the second leading scorer on this team, averaging about 10 points a game.
Mackenzie Branch with the basketball, lobs that one inside. Here's Hazel against Hain, or Marks actually, and Hazel just kind of turns, throws a shot up, didn't get it. Hain pulls the rebound, and back the other way comes Maple Mountain. Cross court pass to Jex. Jex back to Hain for 3. That one was short, and Eaton's gonna save it, throws it off.
Nice job
of Cambry Hazel, and it was gonna stay here with Maple Mountain.
Now you can see why she's going to BYU. Just smart basketball player.
Thought I was gonna get my chance to take that shot from here, Jerry, but they came and grabbed the ball before I could grab it.
You didn't want to show them how the game is played, Brian.
I don't think I want that on TV. Here's Lily Jex for 3. That one is long. Rebound going to be pulled down and controlled by Emily Allen, as Mackenzie Branch now controls it for Spanish Fork.
You know, I'd like to keep seeing her shooting those shots. That looked like a travel. Yep. No. Wait. I'm blind. I couldn't see it. I guess it was a travel.
As they're saying that Maple Mountain got all ball there, and so when she came back down, that was the travel. Do want to thank Lance Wilson State Farm for the great assist. As we go throughout the game, pay attention for those. Here's Liz Eaton inside. She goes hard to the deck. She puts that one up. Couldn't quite get it to go. And now she's going to make the steal in the backcourt almost, but Branch comes away with it for Spanish Fork. Back the other way, Spanish Fork looking to run, gets it inside. Allen underneath. Hain reaches in, and now Marks, and it's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow will stay with Spanish Fork with 3:48 to go.
So nice job, Hain, getting her position back, forcing the defender to turn into Marks. Or the offender. Offender?
We'll go with it.
Offender.
1 point lead right now for Maple Mountain.
And that's what I would do if I was Spanish Fork. Just get the ball into Cambry Hazel's hand and let her do the work.
Mackenzie Branch with the basketball now over to
mismatch inside against Hain. And they call Hain for a reach. That's the game Spanish Fork should be playing, because that's what you have to do with Cambry Hazel. You have to either foul her because she will get position on you. I mean, they put 3 different bodies on Cambry Hazel, and they still have been able to get the ball into her. But with only 2 free throws so far, she needs to start finishing. And she hits the front end of the 1-and-1.
Do you want to thank the Car Guys? The Car Guys instant replay here on Spanish Fork 17 that you've seen all season long throughout football and now basketball. We appreciate the car guys for their sponsorship here on Spanish Fork 17. So Spanish Fork back out in front, 18-17. Here's Maple Mountain now trying to respond. Lily Jeck, she's had a quiet night as there she travels.
So things not going well for Maple Mountain. Everything's coming up Spanish Fork. They're playing a great 2-3 defense, which is kind of frustrating Maple Mountain.
You have to, in order to break that 2-3, Jerry, like you said, Maple Mountain has to hit the outside shot. That's how you break it up there. Hain almost had a steal.
Yeah, you hit the outside shot, or you come to the high elbow, the high post, and hit those intermediate shots.
Eastman steps through, drops it back. Here's Eaton, goes through 3, puts it up and gets the roll.
Eastman passed up a great shot there to get it to the moneymaker.
Right back down. There's going to be a foul on the other end. I think this might be Marks.
Yep, that's Marks' third as she reaches in and hammers. I believe that was Wilson.
And Elise Wilson now will head back to the line to shoot 2, 9th team foul. So the next foul against Maple Mountain, and Spanish Fork will be shooting in the double bonus the rest of the half. First free throw on its way is good there for Elise Wilson. And now that's going to spark Carly Worthington, the 6-foot junior coming off the bench here for Maple Mountain. 19-19 tie as Wilson misses that one long. Rebound, though, won by Allen, but Eaton comes away with it.
Eaton just so ferocious. That's the only word I can think.
In the middle, takes a tough shot, couldn't get the bank to fall. Rebound goes to Worthington. She couldn't get it to fall.
Did you see that box out by Elise Wilson on Liz Eaton? That's what they need to do for those rebounds. Just get her out of the key.
Allen tried the long shot, but Nicole Hain gets the long rebound, and Maple Mountain runs into the front court. Drops it inside. Here's Worthington, goes up, couldn't get that bank shot to go. Rebound pulled down. Now we're going to get a foul. And this is going to go against Maple Mountain, and that's going to put Spanish Fork on the line, shooting 2.
Yeah, I believe that's against Worthington. Kind of reaches, it's a little too much, grabs some arm.
And that's the second on Carly Worthington. And just looking at the Maple Mountain varsity roster compared to the Spanish Fork varsity roster, not a ton of
not a ton of subs.
Yeah, not a ton of spots there for Corey Green to go to, especially when you take a look at everyone who plays inside. Has at least 2 fouls already. This is like the perfect picture setup if you're Alyssa Larson and Spanish Fork.
Who we haven't seen from Maple Mountain is Michaela Hubbard. Michaela Hubbard, a key part of this Maple Mountain offense.
The free throw good for Elise Wilson, and Spanish Fork back out in front by 1, 20-19. About 2:12 to go before halftime. Back up to top, Lily Jex. Here's Eaton against Hazel. That's a fun matchup to keep an eye on tonight. Gets it inside. There's the turn. That shot
flooded by Candy Hazel.
That ignites the Spanish Fork crowd. Inside, Elise Wilson trying to get around, and there's going to be a foul. That one's going to be Worthington. That's her third.
That's her third, and that's her second in just the span of a minute.
And so now going back to the free throw line is Elise Wilson. And right now, I mean, this is really where you have that time in practice, Jerry, where you practice your free throws, because right now this is a perfect time when good free throw shooting can help win you the ball game.
Yeah, Spanish Fork will be up by quite a bit if they hit all their free throws.
And now that's going to bring off the bench Morgan Blaney, a junior guard. On its way, that one is good. 2-point lead right now for Spanish Fork. Eaton into the front court. Nicole Hain controls the basketball. Back up, here's Blaney. Lily Jex with it. She's picked up by the double team. That's going to be a kick by Branch. As that double team, that 2-3 zone at the top, Branch and I believe it's Gillies on the other side, they're both following. So unlike you would see in a typical zone where the other person's staying, they're both going to each side, just kind of going back.
It preserves their energy as well.
Takes the shot, she falls to the ground, no call, and Spanish Fork a chance maybe with a minute and a half to slow this one up. They will not, though. Here's Gillies for 3. Got it! Huge 3 there for Addie Gillies, and it's a 5-point lead for Spanish Fork.
That's her first points of the game, and it's a big one.
Nicole Hain with the basketball. That one's going to go off of Spanish Fork.
I think it was tipped by Branch. Spanish Fork just all over the place. You know, even when they get their foot in it for a kick ball, it's still.
Eaton hits
an
a
answer.
Huge three there, as now it comes back to a 2-point game.
They needed that. Little give and go.
Branch down the lane, puts that one up long. Rebound's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow to Maple Mountain. 56.8 seconds to go. First half, 24-22. Spanish Fork.
Been a battle.
We got 16 minutes in the second half. And that was another deep three. Eaton banks it in. Liz Eaton starting to heat up. And now this is where Spanish Fork might have to have that conversation. Hey, when do we get out of that 2-3 zone? Big smile on the face of Liz Eaton. Back cut. Eaton comes over and is going to pick up number 3. Just what Spanish Fork needed there. She was starting to get hot. Now with her third, she'll have to go to the bench.
I think Coach Green might keep her out there with 36 seconds just for scoring. Can you tell her to back off though? I know you can tell her, but nope. Here comes. Looks like that's Courtney Anderson coming in for Liz Eaton.
Anderson in, Eaton out, and the problem is if you leave Liz Eaton on the floor and she picks up her 4th.
Yeah, you can't. She can't dial it back. I mean, you can't ask her to dial it back.
And so right there, I mean, that's probably something that went through Coach Green's mind, but in the end, definitely a good idea there. 26-25.
So with Eaton off, Jex brings it up.
Eastman with the basketball, back up to the top. Here's Nicole Haynes, splits the defense, kicks it back out. Jex for 3. Got it.
Money.
15 seconds. Spanish Fork can have one final chance with the basketball.
So after all that, if Maple Mountain can go.
Gets it inside. Hazel loses the ball, and there's going to be a foul against Cambry Hazel.
I thought she just slipped.
Hazel,
so that's 2 on Hazel.
Hazel reached for the ball.
I didn't see that part.
Maybe if there's a Car Guys instant replay on this. Hazel went for the ball, and then Maple Mountain had possession of it, and Hazel just couldn't stop her momentum. 5 seconds on the clock. Jex with the basketball. Kicks it over. Haynes at the buzzer, and that one's off. Rebound goes to Elise Wilson, and we will end the first half. So we're going
to after two periods, Maple Mountain over Spanish Fork, 28-26.
We'll take a break here on Spanish Fork 17. We're at the half here at Maple Mountain High School.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Back here at halftime on Spanish Fork 17. Right now, Maple Mountain 28 and the visiting Spanish Fork Dons 26. Great to be with everybody here on a Saturday night. Ryan Pickens alongside Jerry Huffman. And Jerry, when you take a look at this game, maybe on paper and compared records, you might not have thought it was going to be this close, but
we knew better.
I mean, it's Maple Mountain versus Spanish Fork. Is there going to be anything different than a dramatic finish or a close game that comes down to the fourth quarter? I haven't seen a blowout yet.
Well, you know, Maple Mountain is up 28-26, but I think Spanish Fork controlled that whole first half. They played great defense against Liz Eaton. It wasn't until the last 5 minutes of the game that she just kind of went off. Some of the big things, though, Cambry Hazel for Spanish Fork, 4 points, all from free throws. They need to get her down inside, post her up one-on-one if Maple Mountain's going to keep playing that man defense. And I'd play an inside-outside game between Cambry Hazel and Kenzie Branch.
And it's kind of interesting to see because it's not like she's not getting touches. Cambry Hazel's touching it at least once every possession, sometimes multiple times on the possession. She's just getting all of a sudden maybe a double team, and she's doing the right thing. She's passing it out when that happens, but maybe if she gets a little more aggressive for Spanish Fork and things like that. But that's kind of when you kind of wonder, you don't want to get her in foul trouble, especially in a first half situation. But I think the other thing, Elise Wilson was able to find a way to get to the free throw line multiple times throughout that half.
Yes.
And that really kind of helped set the tone.
She has 2 baskets and 4 free throws herself, usually averaging about 6 points a game. She has 6 in the first half. And they needed her to step up with the absence of Hazel and Branch in the scoring column.
The interesting thing now as you turn to Maple Mountain, Jerry, was we talked about it a lot last year. Not all the time on the air because we didn't do a lot of the girls' games last year. We talked about how much Liz Eaton sometimes played, out of control is not the right word, but sometimes she would dribble into 3 or 4 people and then turn the ball over or commit a foul. We've seen her once again get in foul trouble tonight for Maple Mountain. She's got 3. Somebody's got to step up for Maple Mountain.
It kind of looked like that she didn't have confidence in her teammates. Wouldn't kick the ball out when she had open teammates. When the entire 5-person defense collapsed on her, she's very reticent to kick it out to one of her open teammates. But she's done a lot better this year, got more people involved. But still, Liz Eaton, up until probably about 3-4 minutes left in the first half, only had about 6 points and then exploded for 15.
And that's the thing to take a look at. I think if you're Spanish Fork, is you've been playing this 2-3 zone all night. Maple Mountain hasn't hit the shots yet to kind of take you out of that. But right now, if you're Alyssa Larson in Spanish Fork, you have to think about making the decision now that Eaton's starting to get hot. We saw Nicole Hain hit one. Lily Jex is just bound to hit one before we know it. Do you have to make
Lily
that?
Jex has hit one. And she has 1 3-pointer on the night, and that's her only score. But I think Coach Larson should come back out in that 2-3 because it frustrated frustrated Maple Mountain, and see if they come out and have a hot hand. Because it worked 3/4 of that first half.
And right now, I mean, it's one of those things. It's a 2-point game at the half. Coaches will make adjustments. Is there such thing as a coach of maybe making an over adjustment or making too many?
Oh yeah, especially when you know that the other coach is going to be making adjustments as well. You always have to have a plan B and a plan C, and like Mike Tyson says, everyone has a plan until they get smacked in the mouth.
Yeah, and I
love that quote.
And that's just the thing. You take a look at it. What adjustments? Let's put your coach hat on. What adjustments are you making if you're Spanish Fork right now?
Spanish Fork, I would try and get the ball. I'd play post-up basketball with Cambry Hazel. Spread everyone else. If Maple Mountain's gonna stay in the man defense, spread everybody out, and let Cambry go one-on-one. And if they collapse on her, kick it out to Kenzie Branch or to Elise Wilson, who's shown that she can score tonight.
What's the keys? What adjustments do you make for Maple Mountain?
Maple Mountain, I would stay out of foul trouble. Coach Green should be in there talking to him about. I've never seen so many reaches in the first half. Out of position, move your feet, stop reaching with your hands, play good position. They've taken good shots. The lid's been closed though, and maybe shoot more from outside. What's the difference in this ball game? What does it come down to? I think the difference is going to be down to Cambry Hazel versus Liz Eaton. Who can put the team on their back, and the senior Liz Eaton and the junior Cambry Hazel. Both with their qualities, it's going to be a good game right down to the wire, I think. So here we go. We have a second half coming up. Maple Mountain Spanish Fork. It's Eaton against Hazel. We'll find out what happens after the break. You're watching high school basketball on Spanish Fork 17.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Start of the second half here on Spanish Fork 17, Maple Mountain 28, Spanish Fork 26. A 2-point game. Dons with the basketball to open the third. Here's Cambry Hazel and
that looked like a travel. Drag that back foot.
Great defensive positioning there by Nicole Hain.
So Spanish Fork looks like they were trying to get into Cambry Hazel, listening to my advice.
There's Eaton, misses the three.
3-pointers going up by Maple Mountain.
maybe the teams were watching the halftime show in the locker room.
Doesn't everybody?
I mean, I want to say that, but who knows?
There's a new big body inside for Spanish Fork. Not like that. That's Mikkel McGuire. Looked a little taller down here on our side.
Mikkel McGuire limited in the first half, I believe. She only had the one foul, but here's Liz Eaton. Stay tuned here in the second half for the Lance Wilson State Farm great assist as we go throughout this ball game. And that one's stolen away there by Mackenzie Branch.
Mackenzie Branch.
Long
Long arms.
McGuire back out top. Here's Branch, goes around the screen, now sets it back up, lobs it inside. Tries to get it inside to Hazel, but stolen away. Nicole Hain into the front court, running 3-on-3. Branch does a great job there stopping penetration. Eaton for three, got it.
Three-pointer.
Give Nicole Hain a Lance Wilson at State Farm. Great assist there on that pass over to Liz Eaton.
She had to pass that backwards to get it to Liz.
Here's Cambry Hazel against Nicole Hain. And Hazel once again, almost, I think she might have gotten away with the travel again, but we're going to get a foul here. And
where's that on?
No, it's going to go against Cambry Hazel. It's an offensive foul.
Oh, wow.
Third foul against Cambry Hazel. And it's the first team foul against Spanish Fork.
That does not bode well for Spanish Fork. She immediately has to sit down.
31-26. Here's Liz Eaton. Moving the basketball. Here's Nicole Hain. Floats that one up, left it short. Rebounds and be tipped around to Jex. Down the lane, throws it up. She's fouled. She'll go to the free throw line.
Way to force the issue, Lily Jex on the long rebound.
And the foul is going to go against Mackenzie Branch, her second. And it's going to be the second team foul. Lily Jex goes to the line to shoot two. Free throw on its way. That one off by Branch. Or, sorry, off by Lily Jex.
That went straight in.
It's the second.
That's a high arcing free throw by Lily Jex.
Right now, if you're Spanish Fork, the big thing to avoid is making sure Maple Mountain doesn't slowly pull away. Back at the top, here's Emily Allen, number 22, goes around a screen from Branch.
It still feels like Spanish Fork is controlling the tempo of the game.
Here's McGuire. McGuire with it back out to Allen. Allen gets it back to Branch. Branch goes around the screen. Pops up a three. That one off. Rebound going to be one inside, and whistles blow. We're going to get a foul here, it looks like, against Maple Mountain.
It's going to be on number 5.
And that's her fourth.
That's 4 fouls on Marks.
Do want to thank Two Jacks Pizza for helping make this broadcast possible here on Spanish Fork 17. Two Jacks Pizza, I think, might be my new favorite pizza here in Utah.
Blaney comes in for Marks. It's making me hungry.
Inside, though, Spanish Fork will kick it back out. Here's Allen. Allen getting a lot of touches. They drop it inside. Backing him down is Wilson.
Looked like a travel.
Travel is the call.
As Morgan Blaney just kind of pulled the seat out from under her. Step back. Blaney actually thought she had fouled her.
Riley Tobias into the table for the Lady Dons.
Riley Tobiasen, I think she's a freshman, isn't she? Sophomore. Riley Tobiasen.
Jex thinking about it. She'll take the three. That one was off. Rebound going to be controlled here by Elise Wilson. And Spanish Fork will set it up.
Don't leave her alone under the basket.
Wilson one-on-one, guarded by Blaney. Kicks it back out. Going straight up. Branch with the kind of the leaning floater. Floats it up off the backboard and in.
Branch made a move like she was going to run through the key. Stops halfway through, posts up. They immediately get it into her for the score.
Back over, here's Eaton. She takes a deep three. That one was off. Rebound. There's going to be a foul, and I believe it's going to be Lily Jex.
That's Jex. That's her first.
Second team foul. Will be Jex there. As we get ready here as the subs, as Tobiasen will come in. We'll see who's going. It's going to be McGuire to the bench for Spanish Fork. We want to thank MVP Sports for the MVP of the game. Should be named at the conclusion of our broadcast in the post-game show. That one's going to be lobbed over the head of Elise Wilson for another Spanish Fork turnover. That's really been the difference in this third quarter, Jerry. A lot of turnovers for Spanish Fork.
Yes.
Here's Lily Jex. Jex with the basketball. Spanish Fork staying in that 2-3 zone. They're going to make Maple Mountain shoot them out of it. That one almost thrown away. Eaton's able to get it. Goes around the back, kicks it in the corner. Here's Hain for three. That one was long. Rebound controlled by Tobiasen.
You know, Spanish Fork has a height advantage. It makes sense to play that 2-3.
Blaney gets her hand on it as knocks it out of bounds there. Blaney's able to keep that one from going into the hands for a layup.
Great hands, great job by Maple Mountain hustling back. Spanish Fork pushing the issue.
Inside, Tobiasen couldn't get it to go. Eaton pulls the rebound, running 1-on-2. Eaton in the front court, takes it down the lane, banks it in, no. Tipped around and controlled by Hain. She puts it up, off the glass and in.
You know, that miss by Tobiasen down here, that was a great play. You know, and if Spanish Fork would hit those easy baskets inside, they'd easily have the lead.
It's the third kind of easy basket there. That went off Blaney, and it will stay here with Spanish Fork with 3:54 to go.
Great hustle by Blaney against the taller Wilson inside. Has her job cut out for her tonight.
Carly Worthington in, Nicole Hain to the bench. Elise Wilson with the basketball for the Dons. Kicks it inside. Here's
Great pass. Great pass.
It's going to be a Lance Wilson State Farm great assist on that pass.
Gillies just kind of sees her in there, threads the needle, and gets it into Branch.
So Mackenzie Branch now will go shoot a pair. Branch at the free throw line. That one's good. Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. We thank you for your sponsorship of high school sports here on Spanish Fork 16 and Spanish Fork 17. It's great to be with everybody here on a Saturday night for high school basketball.
Branch leading all Spanish Fork scorers. She has 9 points. Wilson has 8. Camry Hazel still sitting on 4 with free throws.
Branch hits the second one, brings it back to a 4-point lead. Camry Hazel right now on the bench with 3 personal fouls. We'll kind of take a watch to see when she'll come back in. And now
they're going to call Branch on that.
That's going to be
That's her third foul, so 3 on Hazel and Branch.
Those are 2 of the returning starters here for Spanish Fork. Is now somebody gets to the table here. I would imagine that Branch might be coming out of the ball game for a little bit as well. Eaton goes right around Tobias and takes it baseline. Goes up, drops it to Eastman for the layup.
And Eastman will hit that all night. She has been the garbage collector for Maple Mountain. Missed shots, she'll just put it right back in, always there for the rebound.
She's getting the assignment on Branch tonight. Elise Wilson goes right around Blaney, goes up, couldn't get it to go. Eaton with the rebound. Up ahead, trying to get it to Eastman running the floor. She lays it in, and it's an 8-point lead for Maple Mountain. That's their largest lead of the night. Timeout, Spanish Fork with 3:07 to go in the third.
Good
the Dons
timeout.
want to take a chance to talk about it.
Oh goodness, this is becoming just a run and gun game. During this break, we'd like to thank our sponsors. We have the Car Guys Instant Replay, State Farm Lance Wilson, great assist, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, we'll have the MVP of the game at the end of the game, and SFCN, built for speed.
Right here is with 3:07 to go in the third. This is kind of one of those runs here, just kind of taking a look at it that you kind of see. Not what you wanted if you're Spanish Fork. You've been in this game. What do you do to slow down Maple Mountain at this point?
Wow, I think it's more about getting the lid off the basket for Spanish Fork than slowing down Maple Mountain. Maple Mountain, I still feel that Spanish Fork is controlling this game. They're doing great plays inside. They're just having a problem finishing.
You could say, too, I mean, eliminating some of the turnovers, but the turnovers in the last couple of minutes haven't really been what has put it away. There's Eastman almost forced it, and she does force a turnover.
Eastman coming alive in the second half.
Right as I say that, of course. Eaton wanted the basketball, but it will go over to Ellie Eastman. Eaton tries to split the defense. Now she'll pull it back out.
Nice job stepping in by 23, Beckstrom.
Moving the basketball. Here's Eaton. Baseline goes up against Elise Wilson. A blocking foul going to be called against Spanish Fork. I thought for sure when the whistle came so quick that might have been the fourth on Liz Eaton. But it's going to go against Elise Wilson, her second, and it's going to be the fourth team foul. So now Liz Eaton will go to the line for a pair, looking to try to see if she can extend this Maple Mountain lead to 10.
I mean, that's what Liz Eaton does best. She got Tobiasen on the outside, got her off balance, and just went right by her. Tobiasen, a sophomore, still young, needs to learn the flow of the game just a little bit.
9-point lead here as Eaton goes for her second. And she hits that one good, and it's a 10-point lead. Liz Eaton changed numbers during the offseason from 5 to 11. Kind of an interesting note.
Huh.
Here's a three on the way. That one is off. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Elise Wilson.
Put that back up. Put that back up.
Wilson spins down the lane and banks it in with the smaller Blaney on her right there. And
So Wilson gets 2.
she's having a good game off the bench. Eaton in transition. That one rolls. That one rolls down, and Liz Eaton answers on the other end.
Wow, that's just deadly.
Gillies right around Eaton now as Spanish Fork will set it up at the top. Backdoor cut inside. Here's Wilson going up against Blaney, kicks it back out. Allen for three. That one is long. Rebound, though, goes to Gillies.
Nice job, Gillies. Oh,
And now we're going to get a foul.
going to be over the back, Eastman, I believe.
So we'll see here, and looks like the call will be made here.
Yep.
Will go against Eastman. Fifth team foul is now Branch and Hazel off the bench here for Spanish Fork. Spanish Fork's been really good coming in on the play from out of bounds. Gillies comes back to get it. Here's Branch. Branch will set it up at the top. 1:50 to go. Branch looking for somebody. Now Gillies will come and find her. Elise Wilson. Blaney reaches
tied her
in.
up. Nice job, Blaney.
Ties it up.
Wilson turned right into her, and there was Blaney to grab the ball.
Give Morgan Blaney with the Lance Wilson State Farm great assist and forcing that turnover. Eaton down the floor. Here's Jex in the corner for three. That one off the rim. Rebound pulled down by Spanish Fork. Here's Branch.
I still think she needs to keep shooting that shot.
Hazel with it now. Gets inside, drops it. Here's Gillies baseline against Jex. Back out. Cambry Hazel. She'll take it. Foot on the line. That one's good. They're going to give her a three.
That's the first bucket for Hazel in the game.
Here's Ellie Eastman. Eastman with the basketball. Here's Jex. Jex. Morgan Blaney drops it inside. Here's Hain down the lane. Floats that one up off the rim. Rebound goes to Branch. 1 minute to go in the third.
That's how you break the 2-3, but you got to make that shot. Nice soft spot right between the elbow and the basket.
Branch gets it to Hazel. Hazel puts it on the floor. Now kicks it back out. Here's Gillies.
Now see, Hazel needs to just elevate and hit that shot. She's taller than anyone else inside.
Wilson there is going to get fouled as she takes it kind of through the heart of the defense.
Is that Eastman again? It sure is. That's 2.
Second on Eastman. That's the 6th team foul. Sorry, 5th team foul against Maple Mountain. 39 seconds left on the clock. I should say the .1, but I mean 1/10 of a second.
39 seconds.
Branch there finds a nice wide open cut as Beckstrom lays it in. Give a Lance Wilson State Farm great assist there to Branch on the inbound.
Just those inbound plays have worked all night for Spanish Fork.
Eaton goes right around Beckstrom and hits the 2.
So Eaton now with 23 points, getting close to our average of 25 with 1 quarter left.
Jex reaches in and steals the ball. They're going to say a jump ball, and possession arrow will favor Spanish Fork. So we do want to thank the Car Guys for the Car Guys instant replay here on Spanish Fork 17. Cambry Hazel with the basketball. Spanish Fork will set something up. They got 9 seconds here in the quarter. Lobs it inside. Elise Wilson comes inside, goes up. That one couldn't go. Rebound going to be controlled out of bounds, and with 3 seconds on the clock, it's going to stay here with Spanish Fork.
All right, they're getting physical underneath. So inbound play for Spanish Fork. They've got this to work all night.
Beckstrom for 3. That one is off. Rebound goes to Hain as time expires. So we finished the third quarter here at Maple Mountain High School. It's the Maple Mountain Lady Golden Eagles 45, the Spanish Fork Lady Dons 37. You're watching high school basketball here on the Spanish Fork Community Network.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson for your insurance and financial needs.
Start of the fourth quarter here on Spanish Fork 17. The Spanish Fork Lady Dons trailing this one 45-37. The start of the fourth quarter, and right now Alyssa Larson has to draw up something in that huddle right now because Lady Dons have to get something going in the fourth quarter.
They do, and basically all they have to do is start making their shots. They're running great inbound plays. Their plays are working. They're getting within 3 feet of the basket. The lid is closed. The lid is closed. I mean, they put up. They might be hurrying the shots a little bit. Maple Mountain's playing some pretty good defense, but I think Spanish Fork has a height advantage. They need to start using that advantage.
Maple Mountain basketball to start the fourth quarter. Here's Lily Jex. Jex penetrates, now kicks it back out. Up at the top, Eaton for three, and that's been deadly tonight. Rebound on the Hain, who puts it in with the left hand. Nicole Hain got to the right position and floats it up with one hand. He gets it to go. Back to a 10-point lead for Maple Mountain.
You know, what I like about Nicole Hain is that
Branch to the basket, spins down the lane and kisses it off the glass.
Nicole Hain thinks she can score from anywhere, and she can. And a nice answer there by Kenzie Branch. Still a lot of fight left in these Lady Dons.
Lily Jex with the basketball back up top. Here's Eastman. Eastman over to Nicole Hain. Marks on the floor for Maple Mountain with 4 fouls. Something to keep an eye on here. Eastman with the basketball, gets a baseline. Here's Hain. Back up, Marks, kicks it over to Jex. Reaching in, nice job, Beckstrom all over Lily Jex right there.
So I expect Spanish Fork to make a run before the end of this game. Get it close.
Hain on the baseline drive, floats that one long. Rebound tipped around, but Eaton's gonna win the loose ball. Maple Mountain will reset back at the top. Here's Hain again, baseline jumper, this time goes.
Nice ball movement.
Timeout, Corey Green and Maple Mountain with 6:41 to go here in the fourth quarter.
So they swung that ball from right to left for the easy bucket.
Do want to take this moment here on this break to thank our sponsors, the Car Guys, for the Car Guys Instant Replay. Lance Wilson State Farm with the Lance Wilson State Farm Great Assist. Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. MVP Sports for the MVP of the game. Two Jacks Pizza and Spanish Fork Community Network. Built for speed. As we thank everyone for helping make this broadcast possible in one way or another. Once again, our crew had everything ready to go for us well before tip-off, so we thank them for their hard work, and we could just sit back and enjoy the game.
We can. I mean, you can see me. You can't hear me, but I'm here nodding my head in agreement. Yes.
I'll say that's true.
Yeah.
6:41 to go in the fourth quarter as Maple Mountain, or it'd be Spanish Fork basketball underneath the basket here, underneath their own basket, as though bring the basketball up.
So I think Spanish Fork needs to stop Liz Eaton first and foremost, make a run, get back into this game, get it close for within 2 minutes.
Branch gets it inside. Elise Wilson going up against Mark. She goes up, couldn't get it to go. Rebound to Lily Jex.
And that's what I've been talking about all game. That the shot was there, it's just closed.
Jex shows her speed, jumps it inside. Good try by Marks, but that one was missed there. And now Spanish Fork heading the other way.
Elise Wilson doing a great job under the basket on both sides.
Branch with nowhere to go. Now has to have Beckstrom come over and help her. Gillies in the corner. Baseline drive. Beckstrom runs into a brick house, drops it back. Cambry Hazel. That one was off. Beckstrom gets her own rebound, goes up against Eaton, but Liz Eaton goes straight up, and rebound controlled by Maple Mountain. Jex once again showing her speed all the way to the basket. Lays that one off the backboard. No. Hain is there for the putback.
Hain cleaning up the trash. Has 11 points.
Once again, Nicole Hain, right place, right time. Elise Wilson on the other end going against Marks. Drops it back. Here's Branch down the lane, lays it up, count the basket and the foul.
I think that's going to be Eastman. She thinks so too.
If that is, that's her third.
Nice job by Branch taking it in.
It's going to be Lily Jex.
It's 2 on Lily Jex, the speedster from Maple Mountain.
And now I believe that puts Mackenzie Branch at the free throw line. One more, the next foul against Maple Mountain, Spanish Forks in the bonus, so that could help the Lady Dons in the sense where they could get some opportunities to score at that clock stop.
So 15 points I have for Kenzie Branch. Of course, as always, my stats are very unofficial.
Liz Eaton controls the basketball over to Lily Jex.
So here comes the run by Spanish Fork.
And Hain hits a 3 in the corner.
Until Hain does that. 14 points for Hain, above her average of 10.
Hazel looking to answer that one off. Rebound tipped around right into the hands of Beckstrom, who couldn't get it to go. Oh. And there'll be a foul against Liz Eaton in the backcourt. And we'll see who they're going to get.
2 great shots, and that's what we've been talking about all night. 2 great shots, so close to the basket, but the lid is closed.
It's going to be the 5th team foul against Spanish Fork with 4:59 to go here in the 4th quarter. We do want to thank the Car Guys for the Car Guys instant replay here on Spanish Fork 17. Lance Wilson State Farm for the great assist as you've watched tonight's game. Liz Eaton down the lane, kicks it back out. Jex in the middle. Eastman kicks it out. Hain for 3. Got it.
Woo!
Nicole Hain heating up here.
17 points.
Timeout Spanish Fork with 4:39 to go in the 4th quarter. Maple Mountain pulling away here from this one in the 4th quarter.
So 15-point lead for Spanish Fork, or sorry, for Maple Mountain. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Car Guys for the Car Guys instant replay, State Farm, Lance Wilson with a great assist, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, and SFCN, Built for Speed. It's my announcer voice, Built for Speed. How you like that?
I forgot to pull down my mic. I started to talk about, oh wait, my mic's not pulled down here, as I was taking a moment to grab some water here in the 4th quarter. As really talk about how big this is a game really for Maple Mountain, an opportunity to get off to a 2-0 start in region play, heading to a game against Salem Hills on Tuesday night, where you're playing a Skyhawks team who last year had their way with you in the region.
Salem just dominated. I mean, it wasn't even a close contest.
Yeah, you and I caught both of those games last year, and it was definitely one of those games where Salem Hills controlled it from start to finish.
And I think it was just the physicality of it all. Spanish Fork is not being physical at all with Maple Mountain. They're playing a 2-3 zone, which is supposed to be physical. You don't let someone get inside. And that's exactly what Salem Hills did to Maple Mountain last year.
Here's Cambria Hazel, quickly turns around on the jumper and gets that one to roll around. So a big basket there for Cambria Hazel.
So Cambria Hazel, only a junior.
Eaton splits the defense, takes it to the basket, throws up a shot, got the basket, but it's offensive foul against Liz Eaton. That would be her 4th.
I think with a 15-point lead, the refs are going to be a little more on the Spanish Fork side of that one, but 4 fouls for Liz Eaton. We'll see what Coach Green does with 4 minutes left in the ball game.
Cambria Hazel with the basketball against Hain. She takes the fadeaway jumper. That one was long. Rebound to Marks there. And now they're going to say travel, and it's going to turn the ball over to Spanish Fork.
So Cambria Hazel, everything's running through her, but she's still, 5 feet from the basket. She needs to get a little bit closer and use the glass.
If there wasn't 4 minutes left in this game and the fact that you have a 13-point lead, Jerry, you might see Coach Green pull Liz Eaton for a couple of minutes.
I think so.
But with the lead and with how much time's left on that clock, he might feel a little more comfortable leaving her on the floor.
Yeah, I mean,
that one's thrown away.
Spanish Fork, I mean, Corey Green has the fear that Spanish Fork can make a run at any time, and doesn't even with a 15-point lead or 13-point lead. My math is weird. 13-point lead. Yeah, I was right.
Eaton tries to get that one to go off the board. That one doesn't go, and now here comes Spanish Fork. The Lady Dons, of course, will get Wasatch on Tuesday night. Baseline drive here as going up foul, count the basket.
I think that's going to be on Lily Jex over the back.
As Allen able to get it to go. Count the basket, and it will be Lily Jex.
So Allen, quiet after a three-pointer in the first half, now has 5.
Do want to thank 2 Jacks Pizza and Triple T Heating, Cooling,
Okay,
Plumbing.
we have got to stop thanking 2 Jacks Pizza because I am starving. 2 Jacks, always a fan favorite.
Hey, they're a favorite of mine too now.
Yep.
And now we're going to get timeout Maple Mountain with 3:28 to go in the fourth quarter. 57-47, Maple Mountain on top here of Spanish Fork. And Jerry, when you take a look at this one, and especially going forward, the good news for both of these teams, we're still really early in the region play. These 2 teams are going to play again here coming up here in a few weeks. And really, when you take a look at it, we're already January.
It goes so fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, it goes by. It goes by so quick. It's going to be another 3 weeks, and you're going to be seeing this team again.
Get a close up on Corey Green. See what he keeps saying. Stop Cambry Hazel. Stop Cambry Hazel. Whatever you do, stop Cambry Hazel. I can read lips. It's an unknown talent of mine. Well, now everybody knows, I guess.
Not so unknown anymore here in the fourth quarter. But Jerry, kind of one of those things though. You take a look at it, and while one game might not make a difference, when you're playing a crosstown rival, this is one of those games where it can really swing a lot of momentum positively or negatively.
It can.
Both teams have played well, but unfortunately there's been kind of one run or one stretch it's gone one team's way, and that's really the difference so far.
I think Spanish Fork can take away from this that their offense works well. Their offensive scheme is sound. Just need to finish. Work on finishing.
Lily Jex, number 10, will come get the basketball. 3:24 to go, fourth quarter. Nicole Hain.
It just seems to me that Spanish Fork is playing a team game.
Hazel gets a steal right there.
And Maple Mountain relies a lot on Liz Eaton.
Here's
screen and roll.
Here's Branch looking to get it inside. Looking to do something with it. Now drops it inside. And right there is Elise Wilson for 2.
You cannot overplay inside. Wilson with an easy bucket there.
And right now we're going to get a foul here against Spanish Fork.
That's a great hustle by 23, Beckstrom.
Her first 16th foul.
Beckstrom just a sophomore, so a lot of young talent. Future looks bright for Spanish Fork.
Here's a 3 in the corner for Liz Eaton.
So Liz Eaton, 26 points.
Just about the time you think here comes the Spanish Fork run, Liz Eaton's able to answer. Branch trying to go around Eastman now. She'll kick it back out.
Eastman has great feet. She played defense completely with her feet on that possession.
And Hain comes up with the steal. Here's Eaton in the front court. And that pass is going to go off of Lady Dawn, but the Lady Dawn's control.
No kick because the throw was initiated by Eaton.
Beckstrom there, and now here's Wilson. Kicks it back out.
Take that up in
Hazel.
traffic. Oh, same team.
And travel. If two players from the same team hold on to the ball, it's a travel.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Elise Wilson, she just needs to take that up strong. Get the contact, get the foul. Even if you miss it, Hazel's there to clean it up.
Yeah, I mean, if you do miss it and you get the foul call, you're heading to the free throw line, you're going to have a chance to score if that clock stops. Every possession right now defensively for Spanish Fork, very important. The Lady Dons need a stop, and they need one now. Jex, baseline drive. That one off the side of the rebound.
Partially blocked by Hazel.
Jump ball, possession arrow to Spanish Fork. Maple Mountain, I think, wanting a reach-in foul there against Spanish Fork, but not getting it.
So it looks like Coach Green he's going to bring Liz Eaton back on with 1:54 left. I thought for sure she'd be done for the night.
Jex reaches in there, tries to, and forces the jump ball, and it's going to head back to Maple Mountain.
Nice quick hands by Lily Jex. Lily Jex is a fun player to watch. She's so fast up and down the court. Has a little nasty streak in her too. Can get very physical at times. Always good to see. Tends to throw opponents off their game a little bit.
Liz Eaton on the drive. She loses it as she goes up to make the pass out, and now here comes Spanish Fork.
Liz Eaton looks tired.
She's played hard throughout the game. Here's the three. That one off. Rebound going to go into the hands of Hain. Hain gets into the front court, tries to get it to Eastman, who comes over and finds a way to get to the basketball. They'll pull it out.
Great active hands by Branch.
Stay tuned to the post-game show for the MVP Sports MVP of the game. Eaton goes up strong. She'll be fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line.
So that's going to on Wilson. That's 4 on Wilson. So we're going to have a MVP player of the game for both teams tonight. A lot of candidates for both teams.
Getting those hands all warmed up.
I am.
As Eaton
I love the MVP Sports. I love analyzing it and choosing it. MVP, of course, sponsoring the MVP Sports Player of the Game. You know, it's kind of hard sometimes to elevate one player above the team, but you know, there's always one that stands out. I think once in a while we give it to the team as a whole. But tonight we definitely have some individual.
Cambry Hazel takes it to the basket, gets the layup to roll. Just have to wonder a little too late if you're Spanish Fork.
No, to see that be able to come against Maple Mountain.
Eaton pulls it back out. Hain will now back it out, and we'll see here. Spanish Fork likely will go for a quick steal.
So Cambry Hazel is going to need some confidence going into that next game against Wasatch.
Marks pulls it out. Now we're going to get a foul here, and that's going to send Marks to the free throw line.
22. Allen.
First personal against Emily Allen, 8th team foul.
Yeah, Emily Allen averaged about 8 points a game. She's been held to 5 tonight.
Now the first free throw from Marks is off. Rebound goes to Nicole Hain. Jump ball, possession arrow favoring Spanish Fork.
Yep, Cambry Hazel needs to block out a little better than that.
41 seconds. Lady Dons need some threes. They need them quickly. Branch, baseline, takes
nice
it right
move
up.
by Branch.
Couldn't get it to go. Gets her own rebound. Second attempt, no. And it's Eaton who pulls the rebound.
There's
going
no
to be
quit
a foul
in Mackenzie
against
Branch. No quit in this Spanish Fork team. I like it.
And you think of it, I mean, the teams that never give up, that never quit. We saw a Maple Mountain boys team do that multiple times last year, and they won 3 or 4 games because of it. That quality alone is going to, at some point, is going to pay off for Spanish Fork. Not tonight necessarily, but down the line, another close ball game.
And not just that, not just in the game, but outside the game, that is a huge, huge talent to have.
Eaton hits the first free throw. She'll have a second here. That's the 4th against Branch. And Eaton hits the second one as well. 28 points, it looks like, right now.
And I think I might have missed a couple.
Going around the screen, Cambry Hazel calling for the ball as
great drive.
Emily Allen tries to put it up. Hain pulls the rebound, trapped in the corner. He's got to do something with it. And Corey Green will call a timeout from the Maple Mountain bench. So 12.5 seconds to go. Maple Mountain gets ready to go on the road Tuesday night. They'll play a 5:15 game against the Salem Hills Skyhawks before the boys game, which will tip at 7, and we'll get ready for that. We also will get the Spanish Fork boys, and girls will be taking on Wasatch. The Wasps.
5:15 for the girls, for the
7,
and then 7 o'clock for the boys.
Yep. And that game will be on Spanish Fork 17. Our game, the Maple Mountain Salem Hills game, Jerry and I will be at Salem Hills High School, where that will be
on channel 16.
Yep, channel 16, 7 o'clock tip.
You'll see the Spanish Fork Wasatch game on channel 17. We'd like to thank State Farm Lance Wilson for the Lance Wilson State Farm assist. With 10 seconds left, I think Maple Mountain has this one in hand.
Cambry Hazel will foul Liz Eaton with 6.3 to go. And now Eaton will go and shoot a pair, and Cambry Hazel's picked up her 4th. And the Maple Mountain Lady Golden Eagles are going to move to 2-0 in region play. First one misses long for Liz Eaton.
That'll put Spanish Fork at 1-2 in region, with a loss to Springville 43-56, but squeaking one out against Salem 45-44.
Free throw on the way. That one is good for Eaton, and now 6.3 seconds. It's going to be Emily Allen. Now it's going to be Gillies with the basketball. 2.5 on the clock. Wilson puts one up the buzzer but misses, and the clock will expire.
That just kind of puts the stamp on Spanish Fork's night. Just the ball just not wanting to cooperate.
Maple Mountain comes out victorious tonight, 65-51 over the Spanish Fork Dons. We'll take a break here on Spanish Fork 17. We'll come back to wrap it up, including the MVP Sports MVP of the game for both teams. After the break, you're watching high school basketball on Spanish Fork 17.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Maple Mountain High School, where the rivalry game, at least part 1, has concluded. The Maple Mountain Lady Golden Eagles coming out on top, 65-51 over the Spanish Fork Lady Dons. Ryan Pickens alongside Jerry Huffman. And Jerry, when you take a look at this game, Spanish Fork probably controlled it for about 3.5 quarters, but that one half a quarter that Maple Mountain really got momentum changed the whole game.
You know what Spanish Fork, like we said before, they can take away. Their offense was sound. They just had a problem at the basket. The lid was closed. I think when Maple Mountain has them on Spanish Fork's turf, I think they better watch out, because a lot of those that did not fall tonight will be easy baskets for them.
And that's the thing tonight. If you're Spanish Fork, it's not just that you didn't have baskets falling. You got great shots.
You did.
You got a lot of wide open, great looks, but
I've never seen an inbound play or several inbound plays work as good as Spanish Forks did tonight against Maple Mountain.
And that's one thing, as a coach and as a player, there's nothing you can do when you're taking good shots and they're just not going in. It's the most frustrating thing as a player to try to work through, because all you can do is keep shooting and hope that somehow they fall.
And I think they'll look at that bad shot percentage and say, to take away from it, you know, the shots were there, they just weren't falling. Take a little heart in that, and you know, just work on that in practice.
Maple Mountain tonight did a lot of great things, I felt. You know, once again, maybe, and this is going to be, a lot of people will disagree with me on this, maybe a little too much Liz Eaton, and sometimes and
that's like too much cake or too much money.
Let me finish my thought on that. Not so much, obviously, I mean, she played a great game. I'm not taking anything away. But you kind of missed maybe that second score. Nicole Haynes stepped up, but maybe a more collective effort if you're Maple Mountain. But the key thing was, maybe from this year to last year, you got to score like Nicole Haynes, who stepped up big time.
Speaking about that, Nicole Haynes got a lot of those points off of misses by other players, including Liz Eaton.
It's like, Jerry, you had 17 for Haynes. I mean, that's just a great game for.
That is. I mean, taking nothing away from Nicole Haynes, who is a very viable candidate for MVP Sports MVP of the game. But I think for Maple Mountain side, 29 points, at least by my scoring, is undeniable. She is the heart and soul of this team. Liz Eaton, the senior, MVP Sports MVP of the game for Maple Mountain.
Liz Eaton has to, in my opinion, garner a lot of talk for 4A State Player of the Year. I mean,
I think so.
Just looking throughout the state, if she can put up 30 a game, that's going to be a big kind of change, and that's going to be a big driving point to Maple Mountain making another run at the 4A State Championship up at Salt Lake Community College next month.
It's going to be interesting to see when a physical team comes and starts trying to push around Maple Mountain, if they can respond to that kind of challenge. But tonight, Liz Eaton, 29 points, undeniable MVP Sports MVP of the game. Now let's switch over to the Spanish Fork side.
Right. On the other side, you had an interesting game. We talked about Canberra Hazel in the Open, how this was going to be one of those games where if Hazel had a great game, put Spanish Fork on the back, the Lady Dons could come in and I don't want to say pull an upset, but steal one on the road, which we both agree in Region 8 you have to do in order to finish in the top 4. You have to protect the home court, and you have to win on the road, steal a couple. Canberra Hazel all of a sudden had a couple of free throws in that first half, but didn't have another bucket. But then all of a sudden we started seeing Elise Wilson with 2 here, 2 there.
2 here, 2 here, there, and just kind of picking up, especially when Canberra Hazel had to go sit down. Mackenzie Branch solid with 15 points, but we expect that out of Kenzie Branch. So yeah, go ahead and announce the
Spanish Fork Lady Dons MVP of the game, Elise Wilson. Just a great all-around game from somebody who, like you said, we wouldn't have expected it. Kenzie Branch, we know she's going to get her points. There's just those players in Region 8. We'll see one in Springville probably in a few weeks, Lydia Austin, that you understand they're going to get their points, and it's just containing them.
Well, watching Elise Wilson work on the offensive and defensive side, posting up inside, she got the ball, she got position, got the ball several times. A lot of key rebounds on the defensive side. Just was unable to finish a lot of those, but still came out with 12 points to kind of spark this Spanish Fork team when she needed to. So congratulations, Elise Wilson, the MVP Sports MVP of the game for Spanish Fork.
It was a great night for basketball tonight. The Maple Mountain Golden Eagles coming out on top, 65-51 here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. But now we get ready to kind of go further into our league season. We want to thank our sponsors one final time, the Car Guys for the Car Guys Instant Replay, Lance Wilson State Farm for the assists of a great assist through the game. You saw plenty of those tonight. Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports for the MVP of the game, 2 Jack's Pizza, Spanish Fork Community Network, where we're built for speed. We want to thank all of our sponsors. We want to remind you can see replays of this broadcast and many others on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. For our entire crew here at Maple Mountain High School, for my partner Jerry Huffman, I'm Ryan Pickens signing off for the final time tonight here from Maple Mountain High School, where the Golden Eagles, the Lady Golden Eagles, come out victorious over the Lady Spanish Fork Dons. You're watching high school basketball here on Spanish Fork 17.